in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over before you know it. While you shaking, we're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty, now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over for the soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine, we live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights. For the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to sunny Spain as we get ready to go super speedway racing in chase race number 3 of the TaxSlayer Truck Series. It's race 1 of round 2, which is going to be the round that will set us up for who will be the final 4 to compete for the championship in a few weeks at Auto Club Speedway. We're going to find out here today, a wild card race to be sure, if just possibly one of the 6 remaining playoff drivers can go to victory lane here today and clinch themselves a spot in one of those final 4 positions. Last time out, we saw the departure of Easton Barber, I should say, and O Pollard from the playoffs. That leaves defending champion Nick Johnson, Tony Green, Nathan Stapleton, Patrick Curtis, H Garcia, and today's pole sitter, H Gallant, left to battle it out for the final 4 positions. They're going to battle here today at the Super Speedway of Madrid, and then in about 3 weeks, they'll go to Homestead Miami Speedway, which will be the final elimination race to determine our final 4. So certainly here today at a track where just about all 42 trucks are going to be on a level playing field as they normally are at Super Speedway races, you could bet that one of those 6 drivers would love to get up there and win this race so they can go into Homestead Miami completely worry-free. They could start and park there if they wanted to, knowing they will battle for the championship. But bear in mind, there are 36 other drivers in this field here today. They want to go to victory lane just as much, and for several of them, it's for the first time this season, and for a lot of them, it's also for the first time in their careers. So a lot of drivers with different agendas, but most of them can certainly agree on the fact that one of the things on their agenda is to win here today. Right now, you see H Gallant on the pole position. You got to look a ways back before you find our next playoff driver, but I'm seeing about 4 playoff drivers that are starting up inside the top 15. Nick Johnson's going to start from the 5th position, H Garcia from 8th, and it looks like from 14th will be Nathan Stapleton. So at least 2/3 of our playoff contenders are starting up inside the top 15, and normally track position isn't key at a super speedway, but if you want to stay ahead of the dreaded big one, usually up at the front of the field is your best bet of being able to not get caught up and swept up into it when and if it happens. Let's go get that command.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire them up. 19 laps of racing here today doesn't seem like a lot, but bear in mind that Madrid Superspeedway is just a little under 2.5 miles in length, so it's going to take them a little bit of time to boogie around here. So 19 laps will kind of go by more slowly than you might expect. You can check down in the description below for your full starting lineup for this race, and it's going to be very quick to be able to give you your playoff points coming into this race because, of course, the points were reformatted after our elimination race last time out, and so all 6 drivers that are still in the playoffs are all tied right now. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, they're not tied. They are 3 points back from one driver. That's Nick Johnson, because, of course, Nick Johnson won our first race of the playoffs at Chicagoland, so he has 3 extra bonus points to his credit for this round. And then 3 points back will be Tony Green, Nathan Stapleton, Patrick Curtis, H Gallant, and H Garcia. Out of all the drivers that I just named off, I believe that only 2 of them have previously in their career won at a super speedway. H Garcia winning earlier on this season at Daytona, and Tony Green won last year at Daytona. The others have never won at a super speedway before, so would that play into Green and Garcia's hand and give them a little bit of an edge here today? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This track is debuting on the schedule, replacing Riki Raceway. Riki Raceway was run last year, but got swapped over to this track, and we'll see all three series here this weekend with Pete's X Series and Hershey's Cup Series to follow. So this will kind of be a little bit of a test here today to see what kind of racing we can expect all throughout this weekend. And you can see it's very wide, so we'll see them forcing the issue 3 wide, several rows deep, I'm pretty certain. The only question is, will they be able to keep it together for 19 laps? Heather Gallant on point, trying to make her way into the Final Four to compete for the championship. She, along with Tyler Deaver, will bring us down here to the front straightaway, to the start-finish line. Green flags in the air, we're underway at Madrid, let's roll. Already 3 wide back there, look like a couple of Smart Motorsports teammates there. Sky Commons was one, I think the other one was, Jake Smith. And already fanning out 3 wide. Look at Nick Johnson down there on the extreme inside line. He's got his Thor Sport teammate Ryan Acosta with him as they're going to try and get the inside line going to get up there to get the race lead. Heather Gallant trying to move down to block their momentum. Can she pinch them enough? No, Nick Johnson's to the left rear quarter panel. Which playoff driver is going to lead the first lap? Will it be Johnson or will it be Gallant? They'll take the drag race to the start-finish line. Looks like Johnson by about half a car length's going to get it. So he'll get himself a bonus point. And then he tried to get down in front of Jake Smith, but Smith says no sir, and he's going to move the 41 up the racetrack. That did not take them long to get 3 wide. They're 3 wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 9 rows deep, starting at the very front of the field. And it looks like that race lead's going to be very difficult to hold on to today, as well as Jake Smith took a turn out in front. Now Brandon Joy is going to bypass him with help from Wyatt Walker. Down the front straightaway they go. This track very much built like Talladega Super Speedway, but to be honest, I think the racing's a little bit better than Talladega. Wyatt Walker gets moved up the track. Wyatt, who went to victory lane last time out at the dirt track of Oswego, picking up his first career win. Looking good here today, but now he gets kicked up to the high side as Michael Whitman moves by for second, and here comes Wyatt Walker's teammate Henry Williams to the inside as well, bringing Easton Barber. You'll notice the 33 there. He does not have the red splitter, red spoiler, red side skirts. All of his playoff contingencies are gone, and also just to his inside there, the other driver that got eliminated last time out from the playoffs, 3-time winner O Pollard, and that bright yellow 39 Oreo Chevrolet. Noticing already some drivers kind of lagging behind, straggling behind, but it doesn't look like they've lost the draft. Looked like one of them would have been Alexander Rowe, Andrew Miller, another, but I think they're just riding and waiting. I think they're still in the draft, but you can definitely see they're much more bunched up at the front than they are at the rear of the field. Nobody, by the visual look, has lost the draft yet. Brandon Joy still out in front, showing the way here, trying to become the second driver from Qualls Gardner Motorsports to go to victory lane this season. Alex Hawkins already did it back at Monster Rally, as I heard someone hit the wall back there. There were a couple of trucks that were way up on the high side. Ryan Brommer was one of them, and I don't know if maybe he might have been the one that scraped the wall. But somebody's lost the draft now. Someone behind Andrew Miller has lost the draft. It was a red truck, and I couldn't make out which red truck it was. See if we can see it off this corner. Nope. Camera angle doesn't give us a far enough look towards the very rear of the field as we got a battle for second. Here comes Nicholas Rail, 2-time winner last season, winless so far this season with Kyle Busch Motorsports. And he's bringing Marty Zakala and P.J. Williams, a couple of former winners this season, to the front with him. And just like that, it was looking like a nice little country stroll at the front. Oh, trouble! Got one car through the grass. That's E Barber. Brings it back up, and they give him enough room to save it. Nice save by the 33. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, he's still down on the apron. Now he brings it back up on the track. I don't know what exactly happened right there, but a nice save as we got a truck up in the wall. That was the 18 of Marty Zakala. So it looks like as that tire heat is beginning to build up in the right front, some of these drivers are having difficulty keeping their car from drifting up towards the outside wall. Another car just drifted up there. That was the 27 of Ryan Acosta, but I don't think he hit the fence. Another truck up there as well near the rear of the field that's gotten up into the wall. That says to me, I don't think these drivers can make it on fuel anyway, but they're definitely going to be coming to pit road for 4 tires in fuel because it seems like grip is certainly a big issue. Somebody else has lost the draft. I think that was Andrew Miller. And there was a truck in front of him. Looks like he's lost the draft. Why don't we take the opportunity right now as Brandon Joy out in front. Oh, Angel Olvera got the wall that time off of turn 2. Let's quickly jump towards the rear of the field and see who's lost the draft. Oh, that's the red car that I saw. It was Harrison Ponder in the 2. He's lost the draft, so is Andrew Miller, and oh boy, Patrick Curtis, one of our 6 playoff drivers, has lost the draft, and right now he is all by his lonesome in the 40th position. There's the pole sitter, Heather Gallant. She's just the very tail end of this pack, but at least she's still in the draft. There's Nathan Stapleton. He's currently up on the high side. He's still up in the lead pack as well. Nick Johnson was actually up at the front just a few moments ago, but he got kicked up the high side. You saw he just brushed the wall off of 2, and that's having him lose some valuable positions. And I think his teammate Ryan Acosta just cut him a break there, and as a result, Ryan lost some valuable spots on track as well. Just brushed the wall there, you could hear it. There's Tony Green. It's the first time we've seen him up inside the top 10. Across the line in the 5th position. Good run right now. Remember, like we see, is a former winner at a super speedway, winning the very first debut race of the TaxSlayer Truck Series back in season 1 at Daytona. We got a interesting looking front of the field now. Looks a little bit different than it did when we were going back looking through the field. Brandon Joy was out in front before. Now Jonathan Zoerlein shows the way over Tyler Deaver, Melody Baker, and Henry Williams. I believe there was a driver that we failed to find of the playoff contenders, and I apologize for that. It was the 51 of H Garcia, but there he is. You see that bright yellow truck right in the middle. He's also still in the lead pack, and Nathan Stapleton just faded back to the tail end of this field. As did kind of Nick Johnson as well. Last time out's winner Wyatt Walker back here too. So you got Johnson, Gallant, and Stapleton all riding near the very back. So that says to me they're expecting something to happen here. Maybe if they make green flag pit stops, they're expecting drivers going to have some difficulty getting onto pit road. We may end up having a wreck. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, though, Thor Sports got an entry out in front. Jonathan Zoerlein looking for his first win of the season. Jonathan Zoerlein was in the playoffs, if I recall correctly, last season. Double check that, but it seems like, to my knowledge, he was in the playoffs last year. I know he went to victory lane at least. Another truck up and into the wall. That looked like that was the 18 again. It was either the 18 or the 24, and I think it was Zakala, actually. And Zoerlein, yes, he was in the playoffs last year. Finished 6th out of 8 playoff drivers. This season, he was unable to find victory lane. His win last year was actually the 2nd race of the season at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So it's been a long time since Zoerlein's been to victory lane. It would be, let's say, 24, and we're on race 23, so it would be about 47 race winless streak that Zoerlein is currently riding. Zoerlein's in a really good right now, but he's got a rear deck lid full of Melody Baker, and look who else is now coming up here to the front. Sky Commons in the 99, Ryan Brommer in the 11, PJ Williams. There's the Krispy Kreme mobile of Joseph Romero, and then I can't tell if that's the 19 or the 29 there. I think that's the 29 of Isaac Nicholls. We'll be able to tell the Smart Motorsports cars apart next year, because I do know that the 29 team is getting sponsored by Auto Trader next season, so that bright orange and blue paint scheme will be very difficult to mix up. Commons takes a peek to the inside, and he's going to make it work. Nice move by Sky Commons. As he'll go to the front, he's got drafting help down low in the form of Melody Baker. Next time by will be 6 laps to go. We got a couple more new faces up here towards the front in the closing stages. 21 of Paul Minnick, 37 of Caitlin Sang, and I'm also seeing playoff contender H Garcia now up here in the top 10 as we got a truck up there in the wall. I think that might have been Nicholls. That was right in front of his teammate Jake Smith. Meanwhile, their other teammate Sky Commons out in front enjoying the view. Now, as I'm looking back here, at least towards the front of this pack, I'm only seeing one playoff driver, and that's Ace Garcia in the 51. This could really put him in good position heading into Homestead to make it into the Final Four, depending on where the other playoff contenders currently are. Let's see where they all crossed the line last time by. Garcia was in 11th. Tony Green was 19th. Nick Johnson was 29th. Heather Gallant was 35th. Nathan Stapleton was 39th. And Patrick Curtis, as we mentioned, back mired in 40th. So right now, Ace Garcia, I believe, and Tony Green are the only 2 drivers that are up inside of this lead pack, or at least up in the middle of it. And if things stay the way they are, those 2 are definitely going to have a bit of an advantage heading into Homestead. Yeah, I believe Tony Green is the last car in this lead pack. I think the other playoff contenders have all lost the draft. There's Curtis still by himself. Stapleton all alone. Nicholls had lost the draft. Here's a second group of cars behind the lead pack. Heather Gallant just ahead, and there is Nick Johnson in this group. They're trying to stay up with the lead pack, trying to get something going there. And there you saw Tony Green right there. He's at the very tail end of the lead pack right now. They're about to catch traffic as well. 2 of Harrison Ponder had lost the draft very early on, and they are going to catch him here as Joseph Romero trying to take the lead from Sky Commons, and Ponder was on the inside line, and that killed all his momentum. Boy, wrong place, wrong time for Joseph Romero as he was trying to make a move on Sky Commons for the lead, and Harrison Ponder was in his way. So Romero was able to at least slot in 3rd place behind Henry Williams and Sky Commons. That was a big break for the 99, at least for the moment, as Sky is going to lead them down here. 3 laps to go, and maybe they do not have to pit. They'll probably have to pit in our upcoming Pizza X Series and Hershey's Cup Series races, because we're going to have more laps on the schedule. So this at least will give us a little bit of a fuel window idea for those 2 upcoming races. And with only 6 playoff drivers in a 42 truck field, the odds were not in favor of a playoff contender winning today's race, and right now it looks like it's even slimmer, as the highest running playoff contender is Ace Garcia, who is on that inside line making his way back to the front, but I don't know if he'll be able to get up here right away, regardless of whether he wins or not, as Henry Williams was in the wall and he's lost a lot of spots after running up in 2nd just moments ago. Oh, we had a truck coming to pit road, but I think Ace Garcia is definitely going to have a lot of valuable points heading into Homestead, but I think I saw a truck hit pit road. A couple of trucks, Harrison Ponder, Tristan Allen. So does that mean they are going to have to pit here in the closing stages? They just hit 2 laps to go, and they'll be coming to the white flag, so are some drivers really close on fuel not able to make it? That 99's been out in front a couple of laps. It's being out in front, yeah, it's great. It's a lot of clean air, but it doesn't help you as far as saving fuel. Got Joseph Romero on his back bumper, Nicholas Rail as well. Romero, a former winner in the Pizza Hut X Series. Nicholas Rail, we mentioned, a 2-time winner last season. And none of the leaders are coming to pit road. They're going to come to the white flag. One more lap to go here at Madrid. Commons looking for win number 2 this year. Romero and Rail looking for their first. They're going to maybe encounter traffic up ahead. That I think was the 31, or not 31, I'm sorry, the 23 of Andrew Miller. I'm so used to racing with him online where he races the 31. And they are going to catch him along with Harrison Ponder. This is going to be interesting. Split the gap right up the middle. They're going to make it work. Common's going to get a bit of a gap between himself and the 83. Can Romero close it up here out of turn 4? Down the front straightaway they come. No traffic to deal with. Romero tries to look to make a move, but he's just not close enough. Sky Commons will get win number 2 on the season, and he'll win here today at Madrid Superspeedway. Commons won earlier on this season at the 1.5-mile track, if I recall correctly. I think it was at either Las Vegas or Atlanta. No, Atlanta was Stapleton, so it must have been Las Vegas. No, it wasn't Las Vegas either. Where was it? It was a 1.5 miles. Might have been Kansas. Yes, it was Kansas. And he wins here today at Madrid. And Commons did a really good job there in like the last 8 or so laps to hold on to the race lead. We saw early on it was very difficult for drivers to keep their cars out in front. But Sky Commons, I guess as the field began to break up, since everybody wasn't accordioned up and able to get those big runs, he was able to lead a single file train at the end and nobody was able to get to him to make a move. Well, the driver that's definitely going to gain a lot of points is going to be Tony Green. He finished in the top 10 in 10th place, and I would assume H Garcia, unless something happened to him late, is also going to get some very valuable points here heading into Homestead, Miami. He finished in 18th. It looked like Nick Johnson might have actually been able to catch up to the lead pack again. He was in 20th, and Heather Gallant was 15th. So right now, I would certainly say that the two drivers that really would be in a bit of a danger zone heading into Homestead, Miami right now would include Patrick Curtis and Nathan Stapleton, who both ended up losing the lead pack on that run. But Sky Commons will come home with the win. Joseph Romero will finish in 2nd, so close to getting his first win. Nicholas Rail will finish in 3rd. Angel Olvera brings it home 4th, and Ryan Acosta, a lot of things happened to Ryan today. He ended up having to check up because Nick Johnson, his teammate, got the wall. I think Ryan got the wall at some point, but he somehow battled back for a top 5 finish. Zach Winkle, great run for him. Of course, Winkle winning at the last Superspeedway. We were at M&M Superspeedway. Had a good run here today in 6th. Ryan Brommer brings it home 7th. Good run for Flickinger Racing Development overall as both their cars finished in the top 10 with P.J. Williams in 8th. Patrick Smith, we never talked about him. He finished in 9th. And Tony Green will finish highest run playoff driver in 10th place. Look on down through the remainder of the finishing results at the rest of the playoff contenders. Heather Gallant was able to battle back for 15th place. H Garcia in 18th. Nick Johnson in 20th right now. Those 4 right at this current point in time would be your final 4 to compete for the championship at Auto Club. And the 2 drivers that are in the danger zone that need to have a good run at next race at Homestead, Nathan Stapleton finishes 38th and Patrick Curtis in 39th. They were the last 2 cars on the lead lap. 1 lap down was Andrew Miller. He got passed under green flag conditions. Harrison Ponder finished 2 laps down. He was passed not only under green flag conditions, but also came to pit road. And Tristan Allen finished 41st a lap down. He also came to pit road in the closing stages of this race. So that is going to do it here today from Madrid. Looks like we're going to have a pretty exciting weekend if this race is anything to go by. And maybe some pit strategy will come into play in the upcoming 2 races. Pizza Hut X Series, they're going to get set for what would be the first race of their 2nd round of the playoffs. And for the Hershey's Cup Series drivers, they are getting ready for what will be the 2nd elimination race of their second, I think it's their 2nd round. Yeah, their 2nd round of the playoffs, which will leave us with 8 drivers competing still for the championship. So going to be very interesting there. Thank you all for tuning in to today's race, though. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. We have shown your full picture results. These are your rookie points, your overall point standings, and your playoff points heading into our next race, which will be in 3 weeks at the Homestead Miami Speedway, and that will determine the final four that will battle for the championship at Auto Club. Till then, I've been Seth Cole, and you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.